Here we go. All right, guys, welcome to January 24th Wine Ambassador Opportunity Call. My name is Stacy Southward, and I am a 5-star. I gotta look at my thing. I'm a Grand Cru. Yes, I am a 5-star. I had to verify. I was 4-star. I'm 5-star now. And oh, I've pulled up the compensation plan. It works, guys, to send that quick text to.
I was finishing up something very awesome for us. I had to do a verbal sign off on wines we've already tasted for the next few months coming.
Oh,
but just the timing, because it's Anyway, we got some really good whites, and we have really good reds coming too. But awesome wines coming out. So anyway, are you already covered compensation? We're done.
I know. I've been delaying, waiting for a reaction of panic, going, "Oh crap!"
yeah. I always come up, but I had to wrap that up. So, welcome to the Wine Ambassador Opportunity Call. Thank you, Stacy, for that. So, I'm going to go through some stuff here. I can put some shouts out. I see a lot of awesome, friendly faces and a lot of new faces too. So that's really good. Hello, Shayla Fox. We'll connect soon. Okay. So welcome everyone. And this is an opportunity. I'm going to just start out with the basics. We're not selling wine. We're selling access to the Wine of the Month Club, which gives them access to our wines as direct to them with Wine Ambassador. And then you're getting paid very well for doing so. And the volumes are paid on. But we're not selling bottles of wine from our house or our garage or our office. We are literally connecting them with the Wine of the Month Club, with the exceptions of restaurants. Restaurants can become members with us, and we're legally available. They can ship wines from our warehouse to them, and then they can do what they do in the restaurants, and that ties into things as well. We'll be covering more of that in the very near future with information for the ambassadors. I just put that out there because I know a lot of people are waiting on it, and we've had some incredible talks with restaurants recently. We're going to a different direction. So I'll put it out this way. We are a disruptor of the wine industry. So we are not your Wine of the Month Club is selling discount wines that's just trying to offload them on to people for cheap, low prices. We are not a Wine of the Month Club from a specific winery that only produces a certain amount of specialty wines, which are great. We are a Wine of the Month Club that no one else is, right? We are a disruptor. First and foremost, we're created by professional marketers that know how to market online, that know how to do SEO and branding and reach out to that space. And so we're doing where the future's heading, right? We have our own labels, our own brands. You can only get the wines through a Wine Ambassador, not through Wine Ambassador directly. You can't. If you're not a member, you can either get it through a member or get it through a customer who's a member. You can only get it through a member. You can't buy it direct. In fact, anybody that tries to buy it direct from us, it goes into our rotation where we give the customer or the new ambassador to an active Grand Cru through our rotation system. That's how it works. So if you're a Grand Cru member, you're in that list. We rotate it. And the reason why we do that, not just our normal members, is we sell a Grand Cru wine. It's our next level wine. Incredible. These are your $500, $600, $700, $800 bottles of wine. And we give those in our membership. And if you don't know what they taste like and can't talk to them, you're not the best candidate or the best ambassador to represent our entire brand. And that's why we do it at that level. So we are a disruptor in the sense that we're taking true fine wines made the right way, the 2 years, 3 years, 4 years in the barrel, the aging process done right, wines made without additives, wines that allow the natural sulfite process to happen, to work. Our wines aren't manufactured in the way that the 85% of the US is doing it, which is all done through, big companies that care about the dollar, that are kicking out wines in 6 months, that are adding additives to speed up the process, adding things to trick the flavor so it tastes like what a wine would taste like had it aged 3 years. But you cannot replace what nature does. You cannot do a great job that the natural process does. I call it the God-given way to create wine. When you have to do it artificially and add artificial stuff, our body has to consume artificial stuff, creating headaches and fatigue because we're not meant to digest those things really. They're not natural. They're man-made, artificial. Okay, simple. They do it in all the food industries. They do it in honey. They do it in almost everything they can get their hands on based on the dollar. Doesn't make it good. So we have a great opportunity to educate the world about what True Finds wine are. And because we do it in a massive way of disruption, we can do it at the same price they're buying the crappy wine on. Meaning we have the wine made by our commissioned liquid artists. They're amazing winemakers, second, third generation winemakers, really solid proven track history. And what's really awesome about winemakers is they're not typically good at marketing. They're really good at making the wines. They rely on other things to market. So we come in and we buy everything they're going to make in that entire run that's commissioned for us. So we commission them to make our Merlots, our caps. We work with them on this basis and we buy out the entire amount. It goes to our brand, which we then bottle. It's made in our warehouses, okay, overseen by the winemakers. It's all controlled in this big, awesome environment. It goes from that to the bottling, which is in the same location. And then it goes around the corner to our shipping warehouse and to your door. There's no middleman in there. There's no distribution points. The rest of the world goes from manufacturing of the wine, bottling the wine, to distribution, to regional. It touches 5 other hands, 5 other markups. And so a bottle that they can mass produce for $2, which I can only imagine how good that wine isn't, for $2, is selling for $20, $30 in the grocery store. And everybody has high profit margins, and you're buying typically a poison product. If you saw the additives in there, you wouldn't want to have them. Okay. And I tell everybody, Google arsenic and wine and see the wine labels have been caught for years using arsenic as a sweetener. If you guys think arsenic's fun to drink at any dose, imagine it, right? What if you drink bottles of that wine for years? At some point, is that toxicity going to build up? I mean, to me, logically, it sounds dangerous. But that's just one ingredient. There's 250 approved by the FDA, and we all know that just because it's approved by the FDA doesn't mean it's safe, right? We know there's a corruption in that, and there has been for a long time. Look it up. We're talking true wines, and it's something that people need to be aware of, because based on the laws of the land, wine doesn't list the ingredients. It doesn't list every grape, all that. No, there's nothing listed on there. The only thing they legally got to list is the alcohol percentage, and it contains sulfites. We have to list it anyway because it's natural sulfites. They don't have to put how many are natural or how many are artificial. They don't have to list that. And so that's all they list. They don't need to list those other additives. And they should. And it would scare the bejeebies out of you. Like, at least honey, you can look at the ingredients, and if it doesn't say 100% pure honey, and even that, you got to be careful. Is it clover honey? Is it another flower? If that's not listed, it could just be sugar water honey. This is pure honey that the bees made, and it's still not as good for you. But if it has high fructose corn syrup, it's not honey. It's a honey byproduct, and the honey in there is probably pure, but that could be like a percentage of a percentage. They taste different too, right? And it's amazing. I've seen honey that comes out like syrup. That's not right. Honey's pretty thick, especially if it's colder. So these are things that we get to educate the world on, and that's where the real opportunity is letting people know what real wines are. And boutique wines are becoming fewer and far in between. There's 3 major conglomerates that control all the wine labels. So that wine label may have started out great, but when it gets bought, they just change the manufacturing. They go for the cheaper chicken, right? And they keep the label out there because that's the name. The marketing is what they bought it for. It has a great market share. They buy it. They make different wines, and that's what they do. We get a hold true, and I'll tell you, Tanya and I, when we set this up, we put our money in to start this company and take it to the new direction. We did it not wanting to sell this business. This is a passion of love business. We love wine, and we like keeping it true to nature. And we're just going to build it bigger and bigger and bigger and market in a new way. You won't be able to see us listed on all these wine directories that are controlled by the consolidated companies. And we will be our own entity that people have to go in directly. And because of logistics and because of the way things are going with this internet getting bigger and bigger, people like to get shipped right to their door. They're going to pay the same shipping costs that they're paying with us if they were to buy it anywhere else. We're to hit, every time it moves from distributor to distributor and it's shipped or it's put on a truck, there's a shipping cost. Who pays that? The end consumer. No one's saving money on shipping. So when they pay shipping with us, we're shipping a case right to their door. They're getting the lowest prices possible to get it right to their door. We don't have to go to store or distributor to distributor. It's the new way of things. Things have changed this way. That industry just hasn't adapted to it. And most of them aren't ready to. They don't have to. We're doing it anyway. We're going to do it the right way, like we are. So that's the opportunity to be part of that. And you get paid very well for doing so. I'm going to pull up the compensation plan. We're here to get customers. A customer for us is as little as $99.95 a month. You get 4 incredible bottles of wine. And before I pull this up, let me explain how this works. We send you 4 incredible bottles of wine at our lowest price possible as Grand Cru. It's on a monthly subscription. We call it Smart Ship. You don't know what those wines are. You're either going to get 2 red and 2 white, a blend. All white, all red, you can change to that. You can get 4, 6, or 12. You're going to get the new wines that come out every month. We know you're going to like them. You're probably going to like one of them really well. And if you want more, you do a custom case and order it until they're gone. And I'll tell you, I've been looking at the orders of where things are going, and this business model is working very well. And we have a lot of custom case orders, and we go through a lot of inventories. We had an amazing wine come out, and it was, our top leadership here, that they can earn their own label. And it's not a 1-year label, it's every year. The Donna Meyer, by the way, guys, is pretty much sold out completely. I watched the number, just boom. We have people ordering cases of it. So obviously people saw the value of that amazing, Cabernet Sauvignon. The Nile Eddy is almost gone. I bet it could be gone as of now. The cases are about gone too. Those wines were released in September of last year, and they're gone now. And we have some things that come out. I'm trying to get on the next release of the Pinot Grigio, the Tanya label. That literally was sold out the same month we released it. There's popular wines, and we're building up our inventory. We're building up the production. You can't make wine tomorrow, right? And growing with this business, it's freaking awesome. And that's a great opportunity. So we know that it's working that way. So you get your customer in there to buy 4 bottles, they're going to start ordering cases, and that's all volume you get paid on. But they're not buying wine from you. They just got access to the club, and you get a commission for it for as long as they're a customer. So let me share this with you guys. It's simple. It's on wineambassadorcomplan.com. You got 3 ways to get started. Become a customer for $100 a month, or become an estate member. And even estate member, reserve, Grand Cru member, even our members pay $100 a month ongoing. But the first month you can come in as an estate, a reserve, or a Grand Cru member, and you can upgrade at any time. So if you started as an estate, you can upgrade. And I'll tell you the overall thing, if you're into wine already, you really love wine and you drink a bottle a night, like Tanya and I do, or you have friends over, so you're going to go through more bottles. It makes sense to have cases, and you'll see the value of becoming a Grand Cru. And if you're like Tanya and I, were our normal everyday bottle of wine before we got involved in this, we spent $120 a bottle, 120-ish. We'd buy cases of that wine. We can't even drink that wine now. It's one of those ones that started out really good, and then they started doing the additives. I know a lot about this, obviously, but we can't even drink it now. But those individuals that already have that type of a wine life, coming at the Grand Cru for $1,200 is not a big deal, because you're getting 2 amazing cases of wine, and you're getting 6 bottles that are that $400, $500, $600 level. Our Grand Cru selection alone is worth over $2,500 just for those 6 bottles. Now, there's a lot of education that goes in there. A lot of people we bring into Wine Ambassadors members aren't people that have traditionally even had a bottle of wine over a couple $100. They didn't see the value of it. They didn't understand what goes into it. And it's an education thing. And it's also a high budget thing. I call it a taste. When you understand what it is and what goes into it, it's a really awesome thing to celebrate. And when you've got more income coming in and you're part of a process that's doing that, it's a lot easier to justify. Well, our Grand Crus to our members are $100 a bottle. That's what we get to do that for. Incredible wines. And once you taste them, they kind of sell themselves. The value is all there. And this is how we do it, right? They come in as an estate, and they get a case of wine at our lowest price possible, which is our Grand Cru's pricing. So when you become a member with us, we don't charge you an inflated price and call it a sales kit. We give you the best price possible because we want you to have exposure to our wines so you can represent them. We know we have an amazing product. We know it. And we back it up with acquisition involvement, meaning when you're bringing an estate member in and training them, we're going to pay you very well for doing so, and we're going to take a loss as a company to do so. That case of wine is going to cost us more than what it's going to go out to them for, because we're going to pay you half that $300. I'll explain that more as we go into it. But here's the way it works. They come in at $300, get a case of wine. It's pretty good. Then when I want another case, it's cheaper just to upgrade to reserve than to buy a case, because a case is going to cost them $360 less a 10% discount as an estate member. See, based on your rank or based on your entry level or your member level, you get a 10%, 15%, or the Grand Crus get our lowest 20% off. So instead of paying $360, a Grand Cru only pays $300 a case. You know, an estate member is going to pay, you know, what, $36 off of $360, and they're going to pay $48 off of $360, or then they're going to pay $60 off. That's how it works, right? And as you graduate, but you know, when you get that next case and become a reserve, by that time you've had 2 cases of our wine. There's no way you're not going to be wondering, okay, these are good. How much better is that Grand Cru? And then you're going to want it. That's how this works. We have such a high upgrade rate. Then you get the Grand Crus and you're like, okay, I get it, because they're special, very special wines. And that's the way it was meant to be. It's not, you know, we don't need to get as much money from people like other companies do because they might leave. People stay here. It's wine. It's incredible wine. It's a food that we consume all the time, and you can't beat the value anywhere. You know, our standard wines that are going out there would retail for $120 a bottle. You're getting them for $25 a piece. There is not a wine on the planet that you're going to be able to go get that's going to compare at $25. It just won't happen. That's the business model. And that's a great opportunity too, because we're not selling something that's overpriced, double priced, or triple priced because of a compensation plan. We created an incredible compensation plan because we got the cost of goods to go from us to the consumer whacked down compared to the competition, you know, several times, 5 distribution points less. That's why we're able to do it. That's why it's $25, not $125, and why we can put a great compensation model together. It's math and numbers and a business. We do have a third way to get started for those that live in a non-ship state or a non-ship country where we haven't got the shipping down yet. You can come in and just be part of the marketing system at our high level Grand Cru for $59.95. That gives you 50 BV, so you're qualified for all the compensation, but you're not going to get wine because we can't ship it there yet. But you can make money from getting wine memberships. All right, person that brings you here, they know how this works. So I like to point out, from our family to yours. So Tanya and I, right? We own marketing companies. We've been doing lead generation for decades, and we've been very, very, very blessed. And one of our things we do with people, you guys are partners with us, and when you're building this passion and love business that we have with us, we're willing to invest into you. So we have a way where we pay for all your marketing and teach you how to use that marketing to grow your business with us. The person that brought you here knows all about it and get you all hooked up. But imagine all the leads you need to build this, methods on how to build it. And not only do we support you, but anybody you bring in as a partner, we're there to support them as well. And that's not from Wine Ambassador to you. That's from Rory and Tanya to you. All right. Tanya's my wife. I should bring her up. She's my partner in everything here, but she loves wine. All right. So that's why she's got her label on here. You know, I brought this up before that you can earn a label. We spent millions of dollars to get labels of ours, right? But you can earn yours by, you know, being the top producer of that year, and that's going on for a couple more years. So everybody that's coming in now, you have the ability to grow in the next year to get that big, That's how it works. And, you know, some of our, you know, winners have, just started up and got going. It's how it goes here. Anyway, 5 ways to get paid. First is free wine. We want everybody to get free wine, customers and ambassadors alike. The first customer you refer in, and if they order 3 months consecutively, you're going to get wine for free. So every three consecutive orders, you get wine free the next month. Only up to once a month, right? So if you refer one every 3 months, free wine. Refer 2 customers that order every month, 2 out of 3 months, you get free wine. And if you have 3 or more and they order every month, you're going to get free wine every month. And then your 4th customer forward, you're going to get a $20 acquisition bonus, and you get $10 a month for every time they order. You know, we have some of our ambassadors have hundreds of customers, so that could be that could be $1,000 or $2,000 a month just in that compensation model. And we call it the ambassador customer acquisition bonus because when you bring an ambassador on, they're also a customer. You also get paid on in this method, as well as override their business. The next way we get paid is the wine starter kits, and that's why I brought it before. Our wine starter kits are $300, $600, or $1,200, and you can come in at $300 and you can pay the difference to upgrade and get the difference. So if you go from estate to reserve, you're going to pay. You already paid $300. You'll pay another $300, and instead of getting 2 cases, you'll get 1 case because you already got a case here. Now you get the additional case and you only pay 300. And then if you go from reserve to Grand Cru, you'll pay 600 and get the 6-bottle Grand Cru because you've already received the 2 cases along the way. That's how that works. But so you pay the difference and get the difference. And everybody you bring in, if they come in at a state as your direct ambassador, you'll get 150. Well, when they upgrade, you'll get another 150 for a total of 300. And they upgrade again, you'll get another 300 because they paid 600 upgrade for a total of $600 total. If they come in right at Grand Cru, which we have it happen all the time, you're going to get $600 for that. Every new ambassador you bring in is worth upwards of $600 just in this method alone. We have people making full-time income because of that. They're growing their teams, they're growing their business. You know, we put 3 to 5 in a week, add it up, right? And that's what's available here, especially with the leads we give you, in addition to everything else we teach you how to market. Now, the binary and the check match all has to do with I call it the residual income. It's the passive income. It's the growing the customer base income. We have a 2-team process, left team, right team. In order to qualify for the binary, you need to have at least 1 person active on the left as an ambassador and 1 active ambassador on the right. And you need to have 10 to qualify for the maximum thing. I'll show you that. But as you're building those ambassadors in and you're building your teams, you get upwards of 22% weekly. So what happens is you're building your left team or your right team, and the person that brought you in is going to put you on one of those teams. That's your team that you're building together, right? Let's say it's your right team. So they're going to teach you how to build a right. And once that's building on its own, and I like to see it building every day. And when you start seeing it build on every day without you, so the duplication is kicking in, then you start building your other team. That way you can just focus on that team because you've already got duplication happening. They're utilizing the leads they have access to and the training they have access to, and they're growing. And then you start building volume on both teams. Every Wednesday, on Wine Wednesday at midnight Eastern, the computer takes a snapshot. Based on your volumes on your left and your right team, whichever one has the lowest volume, you get paid up to 22% based on your rank the following Friday. That's your binary pay. Now the check match is up to 50% of that of your personally enrolled ambassadors. So helping them build their binary out, when they get their binary check, you're gonna get 30 or 50% based on being qualified for it. And that's not out of theirs, that's in addition to, it's a bonus you get. Some of our top leaders are making more money on their check match than they are on their binary because they've really been helping to stack their team and build for the future. Qualifications, pretty simple. We made it really simple. The only thing you gotta if there's something to work to make sure you understand is because it's a 2-team process, in order to have the qualifying volume for your rank, it has to come from both teams. A minimum of 30% from one team and no more than 70% can count towards you get paid on more, but at least 70% of the rank required volume needs to come from one team. No more than 70 and no more than 30 or no less than 30 on one. So a 30-70. So if you got 50-50 split, perfect, all good, right? But at least, no more than 70 for the rank qualification and at least 30 on the other side. That's it. But 1-star ambassadors, 1 personal, and then executive, our top level, just 10 personals. And as far as active ambassadors, there is a customer requirement. We want to get you wine for free, 3 customers, not 30, not 100, 3. We want your wine for free. There's also massive, interest in making this a very viable program with that too. And then the binary percentage is based on your rank, the 6% to the 22%. The check match starts at your 3-star ambassador, and at 6-star, it goes to 50%. Really simple. You have the person that brought you here, get started, get going. We have trainings today, every Monday at the same time, the same place. We also do a wine and dine show. It's thewineanddineshow.com or the same link, half hour earlier. So 5:30 Pacific, 6:30 Mountain, 7:30 Central, and 8:30 Eastern on Wednesdays, where we cook and pair food and wine with our members. Very fun. And it's something we send a lot of customers to, and they can see how it is. And it's something that we get new people to show up to all the time. And that's what it's there for. It's a fun time. Big dinner party, so pull up on your computer, pull up the Zoom meeting, watch it happen, learn some things as you share dinner with us, right? You don't need to have your camera on all the time. You can if you want, or you just be there and enjoy and eat your food. It's something we just love doing. That's Wednesdays. And then Saturdays, we have a training. So the person that'll get you in, we'll get you into our Saturday trainings. It's, we have an hour-long one that's just on Wine Ambassador and how to build it and grow. And, this is a career for a lot of people, so we put a lot of focus on it. Anyway, welcome to Wine Ambassador. Whether you need hobby income, part-time, full-time, or career life-changing income, you found a great opportunity to do so, and we're glad you're here. All right. Talk to you guys a little later. God bless. Bye for now.